Goedemorgen, welcome to Amsterdam. I have just arrived. I'm here for a conference that starts tomorrow, so I've got some time to have a wander and have a little Dutch language adventure, and you can come along too. Now, I don't speak much Dutch. I know a couple of phrases and I know roughly how it's pronounced, but obviously I do speak English and I speak a fair bit of German, so I'm curious to see how much Dutch I understand and how much I can make sense of based on my knowledge of English and German. Now, today is not really about learning specific phrases that can be used in certain situations. It's more about looking around us and trying to work out what we understand already. And I think noticing things, noticing words, noticing patterns, noticing similarities, which is so important when you're out and about in a place where the language that you're learning is spoken. It's also about looking for clues. I was looking at the name of that brasserie. It looks like Roode Leeuw. Sorry about my pronunciation, it's not perfect, but Roode Leeuw, I think, meant the red line. And then I looked up, and of course there was an image of a red line. So yeah, Roode Leeuw must mean the red line. And I guess in the whole game of deciphering a language, I have a bonus card to play because I'm from Scotland, and in Scotland, the Kirk is the church. So the newer Kirk is the new church. Of course, it's also very similar to the German word Kirche. Let's do a little walk, talk and learn here, because here we have the Koninklijk Paleis. U bent van harte welkom. Literally, I think you are from the heart welcome. Tickets zijn binnen en online verkrijgbaar. So tickets are inside and online, I guess, available. Of course, we have the English translation there too. It's always great when you get a bilingual sign because then you can work out exactly what it means. I think zijn, Z-I-J-N, must be the they form, so the third person plural of the verb to be, just like in German, sind. So zijn, the plural form of they are. We're now in an area called the Negen Straatjes, which is like the 9 little streets. And these are 9 streets that intersect over 3 canals. And each of the street names is linked in some way to the trade that used to happen here. That's the tanning trade, the leather trade. So we have Reestraat, Deer Street, Wolvenstraat, Wolf Street, Berenstraat, Bear Street, and Huidenstraat, which is Hyde Street. And most of all, it's a lovely area to go for a wander in, and the sun's come out, so I'm off for another wander and to learn more Dutch. I've seen this sign a couple of places and I've been trying to work out what it means. Denk aan de buren. Again, apologies for my Dutch pronunciation. So denk aan de must mean think about the, but what are you encouraged to think about? Well, it turns out that buren are the neighbours. So denk aan de buren is an encouragement to keep the noise down, think about the neighbours. But of course this sent me off on a linguistic discovery, and I was trying to work out why buren meant neighbours, and was it linked to anything? And of course it's linked way back to a Germanic word which sounds something like boer, and then that made me realise that the verb to live in Norwegian is bo. So your neighbour is nabo in Norwegian. It's all linked. Apparently it's also linked to the word boer, which means a farmer in Dutch, or someone who lives in the neighbouring dwelling. I love making these links between languages. I've just stopped for a break and I've taken the opportunity to make some notes on some of the words and phrases I've been learning. So I noted down de Roode Leeuw, the red lion, the new Kerk, the new church, U bent van harte welkom, and apparently that just means you are most welcome. I think it must have something to do with the heart, I guess. But U bent van harte welkom. And the U bent is also part of the verb zijn, because I've been looking this up and learning a little bit how to conjugate the verb zijn, which means to be. So zijn is conjugated ik ben, I am, jij bent, you are, or u bent, which is the formal form. Hij is, he is, zij is, she is, het is, it is. Wij zijn, I think, we are. Jullie zijn, you plural are. And zij zijn, they are. It's amazing what you can learn from one poster. So I saw this sign and I was wondering what Inrit meant. I wondered if it was the entrance, but I checked it and it's a driveway. So Inrit vrijlaten, so leave this driveway free, dag en nacht, day and night. And dag en nacht is a good opportunity to see the g sound in Dutch, because dag ends in a g and that's a g, and nacht has a ch in it, also a g sound. And if both G and CH are g sounds, then this street must be Prinsengracht. Let me know in the comments if I got that right. I've just passed a cafe called the Twee Zwaantjes, which I think means the two little swans. And the tje ending is the diminutive in the Dutch, and it's very, very common. It's used everywhere. We're actually going to be doing another video just about diminutives, not just in Dutch, but in general. So stay tuned on the channel for that. In fact, if you're not already a subscriber, make sure you click the subscribe button and also click the little bell icon that appears to be notified whenever we post a new video here on Language Adventures. Let's do a little walk, talk and learn here. I'm looking at this sign and it says de wereldwijde sensatie nu eindelijk in het Nederlands. So using my German and English here, the worldwide sensation, eindelijk, I'm guessing finally, in the Netherlands. Sorry to interrupt, this is editing Mark here, and I've just discovered that in het Nederlands does not mean in the Netherlands, it means in Dutch. So there you go, we can even continue to learn as we edit the video. And this is a book called Zeg dat je me niet vergeet. So say that you don't forget me. I'm guessing, say that you've not forgotten me, something like that. When I talk about Walk, Talk and Learn, I'm referring to the series on Coffee Break TV where we walk around the town, we talk about the language we see around us, and hopefully we all learn something together. Now this is available in French, Italian, German, Spanish on Coffee Break TV, and if you've not checked that out already, then have a look up here. Today we are in a city where, let's face it, almost everyone speaks perfect English. So no matter where you go, whomever you speak to, you'll be understood. And you might ask yourself the question, what's the point? What's the point in trying to learn a little Dutch? Well, I actually think in these kind of situations, it's all the more reason to try to learn a little, because it makes such a difference that you make an impression. You can show that you're willing to go part of the way, not even halfway, but part of the way. And I think you experience things differently. So when I got my coffee, I said thank you wel, and I got a smile from the waiter with my thank you wel. Earlier we saw Prinsengracht when we were looking at the G and the CH sounds. And this is Bloemgracht. And I've only just realised that the word gracht actually means canal. So this is the flower canal. We're maybe a little out of season, but I think that counts. I was a bit puzzled here because I saw this fles, then v/h moment. So I was guessing that v/h meant of the moment, because I think maybe fles is like Flasche in German, so bottle of the moment in a wine bar, probably. Here's what has surprised me today. I don't speak Dutch, but I've actually understood a lot more than I expected on menus, on signs, on adverts. I was even able to translate that whole advert into English about the book. And it's left me wondering, is this something specific to Dutch as an English speaker? Or does it say something more interesting about all of us as language learners? Do we actually understand more than we realise? Perhaps we just need to start paying more attention. Now, paying attention to language is something I talk a lot about, and if you enjoyed this video, then this one here will also be of interest. That's it for this language adventure. Let me know in the comments if you've experienced a situation where you understood more than you expected to when you've been travelling. I look forward to reading your comments. For now, dankjewel, and tot ziens. Happy coffee breaking!